Facebook, what have you. And once you're on that website, then you can access the software. So you don't need to have anything special installed. You don't really necessarily need any type of special computer. Any modern computer with a modern web browser should work. We do want to make sure that we're using Google Chrome, Safari, or Firefox in that order. Stay away from Internet Explorer. So if any of you don't have Google Chrome on your device already, please feel free to respond back to the email I sent with the joint link, and I'll show you how to get that downloaded. But we know all the features and functionality work in Google Chrome. We don't know about in other platforms. Okay, give me 2 more seconds, guys. I apologize. Alright. So, everybody can see my screen moving, so we're all live and we're all here?
Yes.
Yes. Alright, very cool. So, this is the platform that you'll live in. This is the home screen when you get here. Basically, we're going to operate. It's fairly simple with 2 different items. You've got leads, right, which are going to be new leads that we've given to you. They're going to have the customer name, the company name, the address, who their current carrier is, and what speed of DSL they qualify for. That's a lead. You're going to work on that lead the first time you call it, when you do follow-up calls, so on and so forth, until the customer says, let's do it, let's make this happen. Once you've made a sale, that lead gets converted into a deal, right? That's it. Everything else in this entire system is just kind of different views or different perspectives of those 2 items. We've got leads and we've got deals. So with leads, I'll click on leads and I'll see all of my different leads. And then you'll see that I'm going to be able to see the telephone number, who the contact name is, the status of the lead. So, have I proposed it? Have I done nothing with it? It's just a lead right now. Have I called and the person wasn't available? If it's been sold, it'll be closed won. If it's a follow-up, it'll be marked follow-up. Pretty straightforward. If you've ever used CRM, these are pretty standard statuses. You'll be able to see the current provider here, when you last called them, and then the follow-up date if there is one. So you can kind of keep an eye on that. So you come to this screen when you want to check out, I remember I talked to Phil over at Alpha Service. Let me find Phil. Okay, there's Phil's information. And now you're going to go and you're going to look at Phil. This right here is going to be the screen that you're going to live on. I'd say 95% of your day will be sitting right here on this screen. So we'll kind of go through it from start to finish. This is the total number of leads that are currently assigned to you. This is the number of deals that you've converted to the number of these quote-unquote sales that you've made. The revenue that you've sold and the number of calls that you've made today. And then we're probably going to change this one for your guys' purposes. You really don't care how much revenue you sold, but you care about is how much commissions you've earned. So we're probably going to change this one here to be commissions earned this week, this pay period. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But just kind of some informative stuff up there. But then we jump into the meat. So you got your company information all right here in this box. Okay, so this is going to fill with the company name, the phone number, the contact name, their address, the current weather in their local area, what DSL they qualify for. So 60 megabits, you got to kind of parse what you see in here because these will look a little different. Sometimes they say QDSL, sometimes they say DSL, but you just kind of look for that number and then MVP or MTV and you'll find that. That's going to give you a rough idea of qualification. We're also going to qualify it over here. So we'll attempt to verify that it qualifies for that 60 meg. This is a fake address, so it doesn't actually qualify for anything. But I'll check another lead out here in a second. I'll show you. This box right here will populate with what's actually qualified for you. So it keeps it really simple, and you almost don't even need this information here, but it is available to you. And then last but not least, you'll have their current price. This is nice because if you're calling a customer up and you're talking to them on the phone, and sometimes you might not have a whole lot of rapport built up, it really helps you sound intelligent. You just say, yeah, who's your The last thing you'll see is this little button here to show lookup results. So what this is going to do is every time you pull a lead up, it's going to do a reverse telephone number search on the telephone number and see if it can find a different company name or a different address related to it. So if we look at this here, we'll see that it's at a service. It's the same company name, but it's got a different address. So I'll go ahead and import that data, and you'll see right there it changes to the updated address for it. So now we've got the proper address on file for the customer. You didn't have to type anything in, you just have to click one button, which makes it really nice. So when you go to call a customer and you're ready to try and make a sale, you come down here and you're going to click call customer. And when you click call customer, this isn't going to say bad credentials for you, it's going to say on a call. And then the voice phone that we're going to get to you will ring. At that moment, if you answer that voice phone, the voice phone will then call the customer. So that way, if you're not sitting in your office and you hit this button, you don't call the customer on a dead phone. We verify that you're there to take a call. So you grab the phone, and then we're going to dial the customer. So you won't ever have to punch the phone number into the phone itself. You'll just click this button right here, and then it'll say on call. And then when you're ready to hang up, you'll click this button right here and say end call. It'll be available for end call when it actually is in working condition. So you type in here your gatekeeper. So we'll say Tara was the one who answered the phone, right? And this, we're just keeping track of the gatekeepers so that you have an idea who they were. I found it helpful for me when I was a sales rep to kind of become friendly with the gatekeeper. And then Susan answers the phone every single time. It's really good to be friendly to Susan. And it's a different person every time. Then you can sometimes get away with, playing games where you call in and Susan tells you, oh yeah, John makes those decisions and he's not in today. And you call the next day and Steve answers. And you go, hey Steve, I'm just following up. I was supposed to talk with John about the phone service. Is he around? Oh no, John, now you've built up a little bit of knowledge and use different individuals to gain more insight knowledge. So we kind of keep track of who that gatekeeper is. So that's going to be who answers here. And then their positions. This is completely optional. We really don't use it for anything at this moment in time. It's just nice to know who the people that are involved in the account are. And then down here we'll put our comments, right? So we'll ask for Tom, and then we'll say follow up. And now when you change that to this position here, you're going to be able to choose no answer. So you called, nobody answered. You called and the decision maker is not available. You need to follow up. You proposed them. They verbally committed. You sold the deal. It's a current CenturyLink customer, so you don't want to call them anymore. They're not interested, so again, you don't want to call them anymore. The number's been disconnected. It's a wrong number. They've asked us to put them on the do not call list, or it's just a bad lead. It doesn't fit one of these other ones, then it drops into bad lead. All of these bottom six right here, current customer all the way through bad lead, they're going to remove this from your list of active leads. So you won't see it anymore. It won't come up in your calling campaign. And anything above that is going to keep it attached to you. So you don't have to worry. I know in some sales environments, you get in a situation where you don't make contact the first time, they think the lead gives someone else. So you start, calling everything a follow-up, or you start saying you propose things that you really didn't. There's no need to do that here in this system. It's very straightforward. Anything above the current customer line keeps it tied to you. So if it's a no answer, just be honest with yourself that they didn't answer, so that way your data's good, and you know the next time you call back where you're at. So we'll do a follow-up, and we're going to supposed to talk to Tom. He's the owner. And we'll set that follow-up for, let's just say, 2 p.m. on the 30th, right? And then press Save Lead. You'll now see we have a follow-up scheduled Friday, January 30th at 2 p.m. The notes that we made are right here. So we've got them available to us so we can read them next time we come back to this. And now I'll actually make this for today and show you guys how this works. So now I'm going to go to a different lead. And now you remember how we set that follow-up time for 2 p.m. and I just changed it to today? That's so you can see this here. Anytime you have a follow-up that happens today, it'll populate right here in this box. So now I'm on to another lead from Shadow Mountain Senior Center, but I know in 2 hours I need to call out of service. And when it comes time to call ADA services, all I have to do is click on that button there, and it's going to take me right back to the lead. Click call customer, and now we're on the phone again, and we're wheeling and dealing and doing our sales thing. So that's kind of a really cool function, in my opinion, is you're constantly keeping what else you have going on today in view with what you're actively doing right now. So when you get done with a lead, save it, and then you can go about your business, go to another screen as we get into the other screen. You might just check out a deal, or you want to look at your dashboard, what have you. Or if you're ready to take the next call, if you're just in a dialing mode and it's like, let's take the next deal, you press next lead. It's going to pop you up another new lead. So now we've got a lead here for Desert Glassworks. Same information again. We got their address, we got their local weather, we got the DSL qualification, current provider. We can see this here. It looks like it's the same address and everything, so that's kind of irrelevant. And now over here, if you recall when I showed this to you before, it had a bunch more speeds that went all the way up to 100 megs by 12 megs. Now you'll see this list has been pared down a little bit. The highest it goes up to is 40 megabits. That's because we went out and we qualified the address with CenturyLink, and we verified the top speed we can get this customer is 40 megs by 2 megs. And you'll see that matched up with this here. That's a really good thing. That means that the lead was accurate when we got it. Let's say that this had come back at 40 megs, but this says 60 megs, and you really want to try and sell them the 60 meg connection. What you do to get these speeds to release back to you is you press this little bomb right here where it says reset speed. And when you do that, that's now going to open this up and give you all the speeds again. Now be cautious here. If I go ahead and I sell this 60 meg by 30 meg connection, and they only qualify for 40 megs by 2 megs, we're not going to be able to fill the order, which means that you're not going to get commissions on it. We're going to have to call that customer back, downgrade into that 40 megs by 2 megs, and get it taken care of from that way. But if you're in a situation where you feel confident that this data is accurate, maybe the customer, there's going to be other parts of it that we'll go into later as far as how you escalate this type of a thing, but there may be a scenario in a multi-building scenario, so you have one address that has multiple buildings on it. This data here may be inaccurate. So just keep in mind that that little bomb there will reset it to get you all your speeds back. So before I go any further, I know we've kind of gone through that really, really fast. Let me just stop and ask Brian Williams, any questions thus far, anywhere where I just totally lost you? Yep.
Just on clarify reset speed, but basically, see the screen right now, all bunch of 40 megs, 2 megabytes per second. And if or excuse me, it's like 60. At 40, you want to make sure it's 60. We just said reset speed, but it said 60. Most likely qualified, where there's a chance to be cautious of things that don't get qualified for that word.
Yeah, so this is one of those things that it's a rabbit hole that we want to go down, and I don't necessarily want to take you down that rabbit hole right now. It's something that you'll get into as you go through opportunities, but there will come a time where this right here will say like you qualify for 40 by 5, and you'll only get 1.5, 3 megs, and like 7 megs, right? It won't be anywhere near. You'll have a real small list. In that scenario, this is here, this little bomb button. So you see how it matches up 40 by 5, 40 by 5?
Right.
This is just what you should see. Some addresses, though, they'll come up differently. And that's where you want to just reset it and then sell them whichever one you're pretty confident they qualify for here.
Okay. That makes sense.
Okay. It's kind of weird. But you'll run into it the first time you run into it. We'll walk through it, and then you'll be like, "Oh, that's what they meant for the whole reset speed." But it's not really relevant necessarily to the software anymore than understanding how that little bomb works. But it will come up in 1 out of 50 sales that you make. It'll become an issue, and we'll walk through the escalation process there for us to verify and double check. We have some tangible ways to override it.
No, this system is very easy to use, very seamless. I really like it.
Well, I appreciate that. That's definitely the goal. So we'll get into pricing here in just a second, but I want to stop. If you guys are sales guys, so I assume you're going to ask for referrals. I assume you're going to be, finding other opportunities. The way that you get those in here is right here. This button here that says Add New Opportunity. Simply click on that, pop in your company name info, the billing telephone number, the contact name, email address, telephone number, cell phone number if they have it, alternate phone number if you want to throw it in, all optional right there. If you want to get a valid address from them, and then press submit, and that will create a new lead, and it will take you right to this page with all the information you just popped in there. So that way they're in the exact same scenario as one of these customers, and you can do the same thing with them as you would with a lead that was provided to you by us. The other thing you can do is you can edit the lead at any time. If you want to fix the spelling on the name, so you've got something missing a T, or if you want to correct the contact name, maybe this is Fox Avenue instead of Fox Street, what have you. You can do all that right there by clicking on the edit button. So, other than that, that's pretty much how you would deal with dialing, keeping your notes, taking track of things. A couple of little shortcuts. You go to your dashboard. At the bottom of your dashboard, we're going to list all of your follow-ups. So it doesn't matter what day they are, they're going to be listed on the dashboard. So it could be January 12th, January 12th, January 20th, January 21st. We only see the existing follow-ups that we have for today on this little screen right here. So if you just want to, check all your follow-ups, maybe been a few days since you touched base with a couple people, you can come in here and you can see all of them. And then here it'll actually track when the last time you called them. So I called ATA Services 7 minutes ago. I called Shadow Mountain Senior Center 7 days ago. I've never called Pride or Gila Bend Realty. So let's call Gila Bend Realty. Give them a call. Now if I come back in here, you'll see that Gila Bend Realty was last called less than a minute ago. So pretty straightforward, pretty easy. This is the quickest way for you to see all of your follow-ups. You just want to go and check them out. Click on leads. This will show you all of your different leads. So no matter what the status of those leads are, you're going to see them in here. And then you can search any field within these. So let's go back to ATA Services one more time. And let's leave a note that I really want a hot dog for lunch. So if you're sitting there, you've called 1,000 people in the last 6 months, and all of a sudden we come out with a new promotion, and you remember, Joe Schmo 4 months ago told me he wanted that hot dog promotion, and I searched for hot dogs, it's actually going to find that customer. So you're searching the note, the telephone number, the contact name, the company name, all of it. You're not just searching for the fields that you can see here. So that makes it really easy if you remember a customer's name, but you don't remember what company they're with. You can see here I type in Steve, and I come up with this Iowa Slate. It's because Steve answered the phone when I called on November 11th. So I think that's pretty awesome because I know I've had scenarios where I can't remember the company name, but I can remember bits and pieces. As long as you can remember something that's on that client, you'll be able to find it. So are we all tracking still? Yep. All right, cool. So now comes the fun part. So you got a customer on the phone, and they're interested, and they actually want to get it close. So we're going to go ahead and choose the DSL speed that we want to sell to them. So let's say they want to go with an 80 meg by 40 meg. We're going to choose how many additional lines. Remember from your product training that a core connect includes the first line, so the number of additional lines. So if this is a 3-line customer, we're going to put 2 for the additional line. Number of toll-free numbers. So we're going to say they have 1 toll-free number. We'll choose the term length of the agreement, 12 months, 24 months, or 36 months. We'll choose whether they have their own DSL modem, we put none, or they need to lease one, or they need to purchase one. Excuse me. Static IPs, almost everybody's going to do dynamic, but there will be people that will call you up and say, oh, I need to make sure I have one public IP, or I need a block of static IP. That's where we would choose this right here. We'll choose one static IP. Wave NRCs, this is the one-time setup fee. So are we waiving them or not? So we won't waive them for this customer. And you'll see now they're going to pay $283. Now if we do waive them, it's $99, which is a little weird because that's not really waiving the fee. That's the modem. We can't give them the modem for free. So when they purchase that modem, even if we waive the fees, they're still going to have some setup fee to pay. Most people are going to lease the modem, in which it'll go into their monthly fee and not the one-time fee. And then last but not least is the amount of credits issued. So we can issue up to $300 worth of credits to a customer. It's payable over the first 10 months. So if you do $300, they take $30 a month off of the bill for the first 10 months. So we'll go ahead and do that. So just to refresh real quick, we're giving them an 80 meg by 40 meg internet with 2 additional lines, 1 toll-free number on a 36-month agreement. They're leasing the DSL modem. We're going to get them a single static IP. We're waiving all the NRCs for them, so there's no setup fee. And we're issuing them a $300 credit payable over those first 10 months. You'll press Show Company Info. Now this will give you the company name, the person's name, their email address, and the phone number. Anything you change in here will update. So we'll change the person's name to that, and let's say this is actually not court. Now, I'm ready to go. I got the phone numbers right. I verified the person I'm sending it to. Press email. And now this is going to say success. The email was sent. And then it's going to pop up the quote that you sent to the customer right on your screen for you to look at. So you can see here, Johnson Corp, prepared for subject fly, phone number, their email address. We got 1 coordinate package for $519 a month. It includes an 80 meg by 40 meg DSL and 1 phone line with unlimited long distance. We've got our single static IP address, which is $595. Leasing the new modem at $695. We got 2 additional telephone lines. We got 1 toll-free number. 2 licenses of Microsoft Office 365. $300 credit that's been issued over 10 months. We've waived the activation fee, so there's 0 one-time charges. Their total would be $556 per 90 per month, and then you'll notice here that after 10 months it goes to $586.90 because that's $30 a month credit controller. We notate here that the price does not include tax and fees. It's locked in for a 3-year period of time. This is not a contract, by the way, so if they ask you, they are not signing a contract. It's just a price lock. But there is a $300 penalty for them for canceling the service early, which is really made up for that fee. So not a big deal. Most people don't complain about it. And then it's got my information here, all pre-customized. And I'll show you what the email looks like that the customers use off the second here. Sorry, my computer is very slow. That's that one right there. Alright, well, we'll come back. There it is. I think my email is slow. Alright, so this is the email that they get. Branded for CenturyLink. It's customized for with their name on it. It goes through all the features that are included on the package right here. And it's nice and pretty for them. And then at the very bottom, it's actually got the same PDF that we just looked at attached for them. So, to refresh, you come in here, you choose the pricing, verify the customer's information, and press email quote. You're going to get the pop-up so you can look at it. They're going to get it in their email. It usually takes 30 seconds I've seen it take 4 or 5 minutes for them to get that email. Sometimes it's like, it's very busy and the email's slow. But for the most part, it's instantaneous. So you can say to them, all right, I just sent that over. Why don't you open it up and let's take a look at it together. And then you can walk through it with them, make sure they understand the full value. And this Microsoft Office 365 is, I think, $75 a month per user if you just go buy it on its own separately. And we're including it absolutely free of charge. So we want to make sure they really understand the value that we get. But that's it. That's how simple it is to send out a quote. If they say they want to change something, so they say, wow, that 80 by 40 is too expensive. What do you have that's, under $200 a month? You can just sit here and kind of play with it. That 40 by 20 is going to get you at 182.90. You keep going through until you find a speed that's comfortable for that. You press email quote, and now it's going to send them that quote. But now we've got the 40 by 5 meg package, like you see here, and we've got a total cost of $152.90 a month instead of the $556. So it's just that easy to update proposals. I can leave that one. That was Johnson Corp, right? I come back to it another time. It's going to go ahead and have all the information on there. Give me the ability. You see here, it saves all the information. All I do is verify what they want here. Change to whatever they want changed on it. Press email quote again. So you don't need to create a new proposal. You don't need to create a new opportunity. Nothing crazy like that. Just keep it very simple. Choose the speed. Choose the number of phone lines. Choose the term. Press email quote, and you're done. Any questions on that process? Nope. No? Alright, well, the only other thing that you guys are going to have to do in here is when you sell a deal. And we've got an option here. You guys tell me. We can go through that right now, or we can kind of leave this be, get you guys your username and password, and get you guys on here and playing with it. And we can train you on how to worry about a closed sale later. Or I can run through the process with you right now so you've at least seen it. What would you guys prefer?
Let's do it. Great.
Yeah, okay. So we'll go through it right now. So Stud McFly called us back and he said, man, that's a great deal. Let's do it. We press convert the deal. Now he's going to take all the information from the lead and bring it over here. We want to verify it's all accurate. Anything that's not accurate, we want to correct. And then we need to fill in the blanks wherever there's blanks. So alternate telephone number, fax number, the industry type, the legal entity type, and then verify the current provider. Press next. This is going to have our speeds and all that information. Just make sure that's accurate. Choose the preferred install time, so they want to be installed in the afternoon, and they want to be installed on February 7th. Press next. We'll get the federal tax ID, and then if the billing information is different, get it. If it's not, leave it the same. If they have authorized parties they want to have on here, so we're going to have Simon Johnson, Wilder as authorized parties. And then we come in here and we're going to actually program the telephone numbers. So pop in the phone number, choose the features that are going to be on it, choose the line type. So BTN stands for billing telephone number. You'll have one of these per account. UBV stands for unlimited business voice. That's just an additional phone line. Dedicated fax, meaning this only is a fax line. Fax to DSL, meaning this shares the fax and the DSL, or this just has DSL on it. So we need to know that information for purposes of the way that they program it, the pairs that they put on it, stuff like that. So this one will just be an additional line. The last line is going to be the fax and DSL line. That's the one that they're using their fax on, and they've got their DSL on it. And then we'll give them their toll-free number. choose which line we want to ring that to. So now we filled everything out, verify all our programs. They've all got a line type, and then we choose. If this is a brand new order, so these phone numbers are going to be new to us, it's a new connect. In that case, you just put X's instead of a number here. You're not going to have very many of those. If we're going to do a verbal third-party verification, which I don't think we told you guys about yet, once you get in the swing of things, we'll go through that process with you. It's kind of a pain in the butt, so we do have the ability to do it. You can choose submit via TTV, but for the most part, 95% of the time, you're going to submit via LOA. So that stands for letter of authorization. When I press submit via letter of authorization, it's going to say that the order's been submitted successfully for Johnson Corp. And now it's going to tell me that the order packet was sent to, and that's my email address at Johnson Corp. Now, if you remember, I told you got your lead, right? And then you get your deal. Well, Johnson Corp is now closed one. So that lead's dead. We don't need to touch it anymore. We don't ever go to a lead to look at Johnson Corp anymore. Now, from now on, Johnson Corp is a deal. And you'll see now when I click on deals, it shows Johnson Corp. LOA is out for signature. So that means that it's waiting on the customer. And it was last updated less than a minute ago. So we can sit there and keep an eye on this, coming here every couple hours and just check and see, okay, cool, this hasn't been touched. This is the last time someone updated or what have you. I'm going to go on my other computer here. I'm going to check my email, and I should have the order packet. I do. Actually, let me do this in a different order. Let me show it to you guys first. So the order packet that they get looks like this. So it just says, thank you for shooting CenturyLink, blah, blah, blah. Attached to it is the letter of authorization. It's got their address, the phone numbers that we filled out, already pre-formatted. Fills out all of our LOA information here as well. And then if they're ready to go, they just click e-sign now. And then this will pop up for them. So now they got their company name, telephone number, their name. They fill in their title, press next. They verify all of their telephone numbers are accurate, and then they press sign PDF. Now you get a pop-up right here. I need to fix that so it won't see that. But it'll literally pop you up when you're just doing your work and tell you that someone signed the deal. So you know you just closed the deal. You also get a little pop-up here at the top telling you that you've got a deal that's been approved. So now you've got that Johnson deal that we signed has been approved. The customer's view is this one back here. They've signed it. We've certified that they've signed it. We've got their email address and their IP address on the PDF document, right? So now we've got kind of a verification, if you will. And we send them an email right here with their signed LOA. So now they have a copy in their email. So you didn't have to do anything else. When Tim and I were selling this product at CenturyLink for CenturyLink Direct, we literally had to email out those PDFs blank. The customer would print them and fill them out and then fax them. And then we would have to print them back and upload it and all that other junk. That's all you guys have to do. You just saw you completely done. When you come back into Johnson Corp, you'll see here that the LOAs have been signed. So that deal is in process, and if you know it's rocking and rolling, and there's really nothing else you need to do with it, the order processing people will go through, and what I'm doing right now is I'm approving the order and pushing it through a little bit. So now I can show you guys an update. So now you see that? You see these pop-ups that are popping up? I'm on the other computer, and I'm pushing through the process. And every time we push through the process, you get a pop-up notifying you of where it's at. So at this point, I've got it to the point where it is pending installation. So if we come back here, you'll now see the Johnson Corp is pending install. The progress bar is getting a little bit farther. Where we want to see it is installed. Because installed means that it's done, and the customer's taken care of, they're going to be paying the bill, we're getting paid, and all is well in the world. The only thing that is bad is if we get to a point where, let me see if I can do this real quick. Project order. Alright, I just rejected the order for you. Alright, so now you'll see that it's been a rejected order. So now this means you've got to come back in here and there's something you can fix on it. So when you click on Johnson Corp, it'll tell you right here the rejection reason. So this would tell you, missing tax ID number or customer email address is invalid, whatever. You fix whatever the issue is and press save update, and then it'll go back and it'll be saved by rep. And now it's pending the order typist to come back in here and do their job. So hopefully that makes sense. I know it's a fast run through, but you see now it just got approved by quality control. So basically the bottom line is you're not going to get 100 of these in a day like this on one deal. These would come over the course of a few days. But what I like about it is you can just be sitting there doing your job, and all of a sudden you're getting notification that you're making money. Someone signed a deal. You don't have to check your email. You don't have to look in your faxes. You know it's happened without even, there's no reason for you not to just be dialing the next lead, because we're going to be making sure that you're up to date on everything that's going on in the back. Any questions?
No, I'm straight as Kibber.
Yeah, I'm pretty clear.
Okay. So what I'll do, guys, I'll get you guys an invitation so you guys can come in here, set up your own username and password. The first time you come in, you'll pop in your name, email address, username, phone number. On the phone number piece, you can just leave it blank or whatever. We'll have phone numbers for each of you assigned here this week, and then we'll go in and update them. And yeah, I know, Tim, you've got a process in place as far as how we're getting them phones and everything. We know when that's going to be. A few days over the weekend, whenever you guys have time. And then feel free to shoot me an email with any questions. And if you guys want to set up another time, maybe the first day you get your phones or whatever, we can jump on another one of these screen shares and kind of run through, again, whatever questions you guys have or additional information that needs to be passed on to you.
Sounds good.